Hey y'all, this is Amanda from the Happy Homestead. Welcome to the channel. Today I am going to go through how to make popsicles and ice cream from raw milk byproducts, and this is all part of the homemade dairy challenge that we've been embarking on together for 2024. Every month for so far in the year of 2024, we've been going through, we've made yogurt, we've made a chef style cheese, we've made butter and subsequently cultured buttermilk. And so today, because this is the July's rendition, now granted we're in the beginning of August, so you know, such is life. Life gets away from you at times, but we're gonna do the July rendition, and that is the popsicles and ice cream. It's hot out, we're in the midst of summer. Cool, refreshing treats are always welcomed. And this couldn't be any easier. We're gonna start with the popsicles. I make these all of the time. And when I say these, I just mean popsicles. I have these molds. My kids are 8 and almost 10. And so I have had these molds for probably 9 years, between 8 and 9 years. They've definitely had better days. There's one of the popsicle sticks has had a shorter life than the others, but this thing works. I will link that set down below because I actually found it on Amazon recently. I've considered buying it again, but I'm just gonna stick with what we got. But you get yourself a set because it is the easiest way to make some homemade treats for your kids and not have to give them any of the artificial crap. Colors, preservatives, flavors, all of it. So, and you can control the sugar. Today, I'm going to make what I'm calling and labeling tropical surprise. Because when I make popsicles, it's just about what do I have? What needs to be used up? Maybe there's an apple that's going bad. Maybe I've got an extra load of bananas. Maybe I'm only using frozen fruit that we have in the freezer just to help clean out the freezer. I'm always adding some sort of fruit and natural sweetener, which is also usually the fruit, and also some sort of cultured product. And today we're gonna do cultured buttermilk. So I've got some frozen pineapple. I have 1 banana, and then back in the beginning of the year, I'll link the video above, we actually juiced some fresh, real orange juice together. I put them in these jars, these containers, or bottles, I guess, and I kept them in the freezer. And so I took this out last night. So it's going to be pineapple, orange juice, banana, and cultured buttermilk from the last time I made butter. This is gonna add great protein, some good flavor to kind of balance out the sweetness of the fruit, as well as really good culture, prebiotics, probiotics for gut health. And I'll add in a splash of organic vanilla extract from Azure Standard. No measurements, no recipe, I'm just throwing things together. This is going to make more than I need for my molds. So you have a couple of options if you have a bunch left over. You actually could put that in an ice cream maker and kind of make it into an ice cream. What I'm gonna do is actually use it as my lunch. So whatever's left over will be my lunch today. And then once this is in the freezer, we'll go ahead and make our ice cream. I try to go as much to the tippy top as possible because sometimes depending upon what I'm blending, there'll be a little bit of foam, and over time that foam will go down a bit. So I always try to go as much to the top as possible, and then if I need to top off at the end, I can. Okay, I'm gonna start putting the tops in. And then for my broken one, I always try to find the most filled one to put that in, because sometimes that one, the popsicle doesn't adhere to the shorter stick very easily. All right, these are ready. They're gonna go into the freezer, and they only take a few hours to freeze, but kids will probably maybe have one tonight, otherwise tomorrow. Now, a treat for mama. So get creative when you start making popsicles, and you don't have to have kids to make them. You can make them for yourself. Oh my gosh, that's so good. So good. But I like to do that with yogurt if I don't have any cultured buttermilk on hand, or just regular raw milk. But I try to do something that will add in some of those pre and probiotics. So yogurt, buttermilk, raw milk. I've done banana and peanut butter with a little cocoa powder, and again, maybe some maple syrup to add a little more sweetness. And then it's more like a chocolate peanut butter popsicle. I've done strawberry banana. Like I said, the possibilities are truly endless. Just do something that you will enjoy. All right, now that the popsicles are done, are we ready to make ice cream? I am making, again, no recipe that I'm following. I'm just putting things together. And I have a very old but simple Cuisinart ice cream maker. The bowl is in the freezer. I'll get that out in a minute. I have 2 quarts of cream, but I had these 2 quarts of raw cream in the freezer from last year, either earlier this year or last year. And so that is really one of the great things, right, about working with the raw milk and with the raw cream. Depending on how much milk you're getting, you may not have enough cream at any given moment to do something with it, but you can freeze it and then make butter with it later, or make ice cream like we're gonna do here. So I wanted to get these 2 quarts out of the freezer, put them to really good use. So we are going to use the Vitamix blender again. I'm just gonna be doing my cream. I pulled out my last quart of buttermilk because I'm actually gonna add a little buttermilk into the ice cream too. Again, we're gonna add a really good pre-probiotic flavor and gut health immune boosting properties into our ice cream, because why not? I've got some vanilla extract, I've got maple syrup that I'm gonna use as our sweetener, and 3 farm fresh eggs. I'm going to only use the egg yolks. We're gonna blend everything together and then throw it into the freezer bowl. Starting with our cream, hoping it's all thawed. Okay, I'm gonna pour a little of my buttermilk in. I can already tell, by the way, guys, this is gonna be too much for my ice cream maker. So I'm probably gonna have to do 2 batches. So we've got our cream, some buttermilk. I'm gonna do about a 1/2 cup, maybe a little bit more of maple syrup. A splash of vanilla extract. And I actually have some home soaked vanilla bean pods. I'm gonna take a pod, slice it open, and try to get as many of the actual bean goodness in there too, which just adds really great flavor, but also the really pretty kind of true vanilla specks. All right, let's add in our egg yolks. Now, this is optional. You don't have to add in, I almost forgot a bowl. You don't have to add in your yolks. You can totally forget it and omit it, but it does make for a creamier, richer ice cream. I would not do raw eggs if you are using store-bought eggs. It's going to be best if you are getting eggs from a local farm or from your own backyard, where they are pasture-raised chickens, you know, access to grass, eating all the bugs, eating all the things that chickens should eat. In that case, get those egg yolks in there. Okay, this is the fun part, blending it together, but you have to be very careful not to whip the cream. We just want to blend. All right, I've got my freezer bowl. We are gonna turn everything on and pour in as much as we can. And if you so desire to taste it first, just to make sure it's good, there's no shame in that. Perfect. Perfect. All right, this has been going for about 20 minutes. Now, all we're really doing is just kind of making everything colder, incorporating the cold factor. So I don't really need to have it go too much longer. We're gonna get this out and get the next batch in. All right, second batch is done. I am so excited. I have not made homemade ice cream. Gosh, I don't even know if I've made it yet in 2024. This might be the first time. So excited to have this again. And just like the popsicles, your possibilities of flavor variations are quite endless. Play around with it and make it your own. Thanks for joining me on the July installment of the Homemade Dairy Challenge, where now you can make your own popsicles and ice cream. I'll see you next month. Stay healthy, stay well. Bye-bye.